It's I got some shit to say to podcast, man. We're back like we don't stop, because trust us, we never do. All we do is work, and y'all know me.
Fuck you, Squint.
That's right, R.I.P.
Whizzle Fizzle.
Forever and always. With me as usual, the guy on the big red couch.
ChadArmsTV.com.
There he is.
Shout out to the big comfy couch.
Big comfy couch. I said the big red couch like it was Clifford, the big red dog.
I've been told I resemble Clifford sometimes.
Little bit.
Sometimes.
Shout out Chad Arms. Anyway, Chad, we got a guest.
Yep.
One that hasn't been here in forever. Bruh, it's been what we spoke about before we started. It's a little over 2 years.
3 years.
3 years.
March 28th, 2022.
Wow. Episode 60.
Yep.
Y'all may know him as some blue-haired rapper that bounces around crazy. Y'all may know him as a current rock star on YouTube or one of the faces of the Redneck Brawl. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Big Murph in the building.
Happy to be here, man.
Dude, so glad to have you back. This is so overdue.
I'll make sure that we don't wait 3 years next time.
Cannot do it.
I literally live, an hour from here, so that's messed up. And
that's great.
I apologize for that.
Oh, bro, it's all good.
It's all good. You're a busy guy,
You kind
Murph.
of went on a 75-city tour last year, bro. You was a little busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting experience of life.
Yeah.
Kudos to you for that.
Yeah.
All of y'all for being
Shout out
able to
Murph,
do that,
man.
bro.
That was something.
Yeah.
Since like my introduction to Murph though 2 years ago, it was right before you and Justin Time pulled up. It was right after y'all's collaborative project. I was in love with the record I Be On Go at the time. Yeah. I was stoked as fuck that Murph pulled up with Justin. Like it was so cool as fuck. But so much has happened for you since then. Like it's like you're like a different dude now. I swear to God. But fun fact, I've seen Murph literally 20 times since then. Like ran into him or like at an event or a show or something. Like I've ran into him and we've talked about doing this so many times.
Well, we almost did a second episode with him maybe a year and some change ago when something happened where we had to like, I don't know if it was
we cancel or
something. Yeah. But
shit happens.
We almost had him on here on a solo episode about a year ago.
It's good to have you back though, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, dude, I've seen you on a tear lately. As far as, bro, I've seen you doing cover rock songs for Old 60. I've seen you in the desert with some Fire Records.
Yeah, that was One Lane Road with Overtime.
Fire Records.
We shot that and, we actually recorded that after tour. So I wrote that on tour because that's who I was touring with was Overtime. So I wrote that on tour and I was like, who better to get on it than someone that understands what it's like. He has a family. If you've listened to the song, it's feeling all alone on the road. Have you lost me? Made a lot of money, but what did it cost me? Time with my family, love for my offspring. That's what people don't realize sometimes. Like, yeah, you're out here living your dream, but you're also sacrificing certain things at home, man. And I knew he would understand that. And I think he did well too. Like I think it was a good collab, bro. Like our voices, I feel like on the track, it was just meant to be. I'm glad it happened, man. And shout out to O.T, man, taking me on tour. Like you said, I think it was 70 shows.
Speak about that, man, because that was a big part. That took up a big chunk of your entire 2024, didn't it?
6 months.
Yeah.
Damn, 70 shows in 6 months. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 3. It was, some weekends we had 2, but it was at least 3 or 4 weekend, man.
Whole continental U.S.?
Yep.
Dope, man.
I've been to every state except for Alaska and Hawaii.
Ain't that some shit?
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah. So here's a question. Before that tour, how many states had you been to?
I wish I could answer that, but
Not many?
No, I'd probably been to 20-ish, maybe.
But still, I mean,
I just hadn't been further than Colorado at that point.
Yeah, more than most, less than others type shit.
A lot of like Northwest
music's
shows.
taking me, I'm sure it's similar for you. Like when you're from Nashville area, you actually don't do a whole lot of Nashville shows, ironically enough.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
We used to back in the day. That's all we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like to date, no. It's all outskirts.
Yeah, it's like you got to do like top 40 country covers. You have a better off chance of being like someone who plays
cover band somewhere,
cover band, or does just an acoustic set or something.
Facts.
There's
it's ironic. It really
there's
is.
guys that make a fucking killing. Am I allowed to cuss on this?
Absolutely.
There's people that make a killing.
Yeah.
There's people that make a killing on Broadway right now that have been doing it for years, and they literally just go from bar to bar and do, 2-hour set here, drop down to this bar, walk down to this bar with my gear, do it again. I mean, you can make a living doing that.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy getting out and doing stuff other places, right?
Sure. Plus, you got a fan base. It's easy to do that.
Well, it's not easy. And it takes, getting in those markets too. That's why I appreciate Overtime taking me on tour like he did, because he got
The
me
exposure,
out west.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, what I was getting at with you. It seems like when you're from here, you do shows in Indiana, you'll do some in Kentucky, Ohio. You kind of like,
Yeah, it's regional type
it's
thing.
just right in a
Yeah.
region. But then when I got to do the OT stuff, man, we started going out to, Arizona, Oregon, California, Idaho, shit like that. North Dakota, Wisconsin.
Yeah, uncharted territory.
Upper Peninsula.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Shout out to the peninsula.
I love the word.
Yeah.
It sounds like upper. No, I don't know what it means.
when you look at the map, you know where Michigan's at, right?
Yeah,
And the Great Lakes around it. Well, across the lake, at the upper part of it, there's another part of Michigan. It's called the UP. And I did not know that. I thought that was Canada, bro.
I did too.
I didn't know Michigan had another part. And
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know any. I don't know anything.
So
about
I
what
found
we're
that
talking
out on tour.
Shout out geography.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing when you learn. I went to school. I have an education, and I was just
Dope, man.
like, what kind of
I thought I
Americans
did.
are you?
No, I'm definitely. I have some sort of an education, but I didn't know shit about the Upper Peninsula.
No, never heard of it. They don't teach us down here in the South.
No,
about that.
down here
It
in the
seems
lower
like- it seems
peninsula,
like
they
a-
don't teach us nothing.
It seems like a something I've heard before, but not enough to know immediately what it is. Like if
Yeah,
somebody said, "What's the fucking definition?" Like you just said, I didn't admittedly know.
They were
that.
cool. They're all cool people. Heavy bud smokers up there.
Hey, all right.
And there was a duck at the show. Like a
Oh,
person had a, how people bring dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like a
duck.
I was
I was gonna verify. We were talking about
service duck.
an emotional.
Like Howard the Duck. What if it was Howard the Duck?
Shout out Howard the Duck.
Solid film
It was
too.
Great
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
McFro Duckins or something like that.
Okay, shout out McFro
And it
Duckins.
literally had an afro. It was
Damn.
real. It said whatever breed of duck it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
McFro Duckins.
Bro, he's at the
pretty
show. He's front row duck.
Front row
Pecking at
duck.
his arm and he had dreadlocks. It's like trying to bite his dreadlocks and stuff.
Shot tour.
He showed
So-
me videos where he took it to the strip club, and it's just,
Just
on
living
the
his
stage,
best life,
ducking
dude.
Dude, the
around.
duck's back. That's what they were saying.
It's
the
got an
duck's back.
Instagram. I wish I could remember it, but you could watch all the adventures.
Damn, that's fire.
Watch all the. I'd love to watch the Adventures of Duck. Whatever his name
I think
is.
it's Fro. I said it wrong. I think it's Fro McDuckins.
From
That's what it is.
McDuckins.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Pretty marketable too.
Yeah. So when they approached you about that tour, was it initially that many cities?
Yeah. No.
Damn.
It was.
When he
That's a mapped
was
out
it
tour.
was
It
it an
actually-
instant? Yeah, I'm down, or did you have to sit and be like,
Can I carve from 6
I've
months out?
toured some, but I haven't ever done
Absolutely-
that.
Absolutely no hesitation whatsoever.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, man. What was was it a surprising request? Did you expect the
Well, I'd already done a tour with him.
dope?
And at this point, I at the end of that tour, I kind of knew it was, he had already presented it to me. Hey, I want to take you next year. We're going to do 6 months,
Gotcha.
70, shows.
Yeah. So it wasn't a total surprise when the phone rang.
No, but
Gotcha.
I mean, I had a lot of work to do in the off season because I had to get me, the first tour I did with him was in a minivan,
Shout out minivans.
Yeah.
the Kia minivan. I called it my Lamborghini.
Hell yeah. Dope.
I had a lot of high hopes for that thing, man. I thought I was going to sleep in it. I had a military cot in the back, no seats in the back. Merch.
You didn't do any of
No,
that?
I bought hotels almost every night. Yeah,
Flex. Major flex.
no, it was a horrible investment.
Shout out to the Lamborghini though. It's a great on paper, like you said.
I was getting great gas
Yeah.
mileage. So fast forward to the next tour, I knew that I had to change that up, and I knew I had to have a trailer, and I knew I needed to up my merch game to really make this some money. That's
Sure.
where, as artists, we make show money, sure, but you make your money off merch, man. Like
Yeah.
if you're a touring artist, that's really where you hit
Yeah.
a home run.
Yeah, there's an overhead that has to be surpassed. Like lodging for if you're not on riders or that type shit.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
got to get to the next spot. You got to fucking.
So I got me an RV,
Attaboy.
and I was
That's
like,
an RV.
it changed everything. Yeah. It changed everything, and it was interesting, adjusting to it. It costs a lot to be in an RV, but it also saves you money too because you're not buying hotels.
Sure.
Yeah.
The more west you go in an RV, the less friendly it is to that RV. Folks are like, "No, you can't park here." You know what I'm saying? So that started getting annoying. The more west I went, imagine doing a show. You drive an hour after the show, you park, you're ready to go to bed. It's 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
You fall asleep, somebody knocking on your RV. You can't
Move.
park here.
Yeah.
Bro, that started getting old. So
Yeah.
shout out to truck stops.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
Shout out truck stops.
anybody that's touring that ever runs into that problem, you can go to truck stops, tell them what you do, and pay, and they'll let you park there, and they won't mess with you. So that's what I started doing, paying like $20 to get peace and quiet, no knock on my window.
Right.
So,
Unless it's just a fucking parking lot whore.
yeah. Yeah.
PLW. Yeah.
PLW.
It's PLW, but I mean, you can refuse.
Let her
You
in.
can refuse. You don't have to, you know.
No, so when did tour end? When was that?
Absolutely not.
When was tour over?
So it actually got extended an extra week. We had some cancellations. Overtime. Mom actually passed away while we were on tour.
RIP.
Oh, man, RIP.
Yeah, so we had to make some cancellations or reschedules, I should say, and move them to the end.
Yeah.
So it ended at like the second week of November.
Okay.
It started the last week of March, about right now.
Yeah, that's a haul right there, dude.
Yeah, I did
So
come
were you
home.
doing 3? I was going to say, how'd that work?
I came home a couple times when we were doing the East Coast. But once I went west, man, there was no coming home at that point. You know what I mean? Like, I was even out there for when all that happened with Overtime's mom, you know. He had to go to Montana. We were in Arizona, and the next show was in California. So driving back to Tennessee, and then it would take me 4 days to get home.
Yeah.
I'd have been home for 2 days,
Yeah.
and then I'd had to drive 4 days to California. So that was weird, you know, having to camp out in like we went to Reno, and that's what we picked to hang out for literally 2 weeks, and that was interesting, man.
Just to kick it in Reno for 2 weeks?
Yeah, man, Reno's not as bad as people, you know, people like, I guess, hate on Reno because it's not Vegas.
Yeah.
But also, Vegas ain't Reno. Like, I feel like I like Reno, you know, the way I've been to Vegas and I've been to Reno. So
Yeah.
I kind of liked how Reno's right beside Lake Tahoe, and I don't know if y'all ever
That's like beautiful.
Exactly.
Right?
So that was cool, I thought. And they got casinos too, but I'm not a big gambler, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to dabble.
You do? You've had
Man,
luck?
I'll throw $100 bills in like a slot machine.
Yeah, I like to play
until it runs
slots, get
out,
drunk.
but that's about it. Yeah.
Y'all
that
know,
type shit.
Y'all know Dusty Lee?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I went to
Shout out
the
Dusty Lee.
Yeah, I was just he called me yesterday. Shout out Dusty.
Flex.
Yeah, he came to the Redneck Brawl when we were in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I hung out with him after weigh-ins that night, and we ended up going to the casino because it was the only place open serving alcohol. And I had told him how like I didn't gamble much, and I'd never played craps, I guess it is, or whatever. And he pulled money out and gave it to me, right?
Shout out Dusty Lee.
Got the stuff, did it with Catfish Cooley too, and I didn't know what to do. I just started picking stuff, right? I won $700 on the first spin or whatever.
Attaboy.
He was like, do it again, and we get 3,200 or something like that, and we'll walk out of here. Of course, that's not how it went. Lost a little bit of it. But
still.
shout out to Dusty for giving me my first experience at that, because I always, to that point, I would like do slot machines and
I like slots.
hit
I'll
the
play that
button
shit.
and be like, I need another drink.
Yeah, that's me.
30 minutes later, they're bringing your tiny little cup.
Right.
Watered down fucking
Facts.
vodka or something.
I like that shit though. Yeah,
It's a cool environment.
I like betting on the games a little bit too, like the sports, but not
I
like
just got into that.
and the craps and all that though. I'm not really big
First bet I did, guess what it was?
on. What go
What do you think from last year major event?
Super Bowl?
No. More recent. A couple, maybe a couple months ago.
Fights?
Yes.
Who?
Tyson and Jake Paul.
Oh come on, man. That was the dumbest bet you ever made.
It was the first one. It was the worst.
You put it on Tyson.
100%.
What a
Because I
idiot.
box.
Yeah, well, that's still.
And I was like, it's Tyson, and it's
But
this
it's not.
guy.
It's not
was
that
fixed.
Tyson.
It was
No,
fixed
I know,
anyway.
but it was fixed. I think it was fixed because you could see him pulling back and stuff. I mean,
Tyson didn't throw. He could have thrown. You know, he could have thrown a couple that would have slept him, and he didn't throw them.
that's
Why
what
didn't
I
he throw
think.
him?
You think it was just because he's an old guy? So this is an interesting debate here we got going on.
I really do.
You think he was just he's just too old? Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I think it was too much for him. I really
What
do. His
level?
legs just ain't what
They were definitely, they weren't. But
And
I
if
feel
he
like
would have did what Chad just said, like if he just would have started throwing, like I'm Mike Tyson, I can knock this kid out. If he would have did that, it would have been over for him fast, like
Think so?
real
You
fast.
think he
I think Jake Paul's a beast, bro.
I don't think he's not bad at body. Don't get me wrong. I think,
But
come
where
a long
he's
way,
at currently,
and he puts the work in.
Jake Paul, if Mike Tyson where he's at currently would have went at him instead of biting on his glove, he would have got slipped. And it would have been the worst, most devastating moment in sports history.
It would. I mean, you think so?
I would have cried.
There was a couple of times though where
Literally.
Tyson
That would be-
literally
I would
reared
think-
back to throw and then didn't throw the punch.
I
though.
get it.
Yeah,
That's
he
what
would-
I don't understand.
I get it. I don't think it was rigged though. I really don't.
I don't know. Either
We'll
way,
never know.
Yeah,
But we
we'll never
won't.
know.
We
Shout out
won't
Mike
ever know.
Tyson. He's smoking a lot of weed at this moment.
Yeah,
right
someone-
now.
Shout out Tyson.
Not
Made him
Someone
rich.
said he was on that toad venom.
Possibly.
What is that?
Toad venom? It's like the fucking the shit off the back of a
Like the
toad.
Beavis
Is-
and Butthead shit?
yeah,
It's real.
lick
Yeah.
the toad.
Damn.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
What's it hit like?
It's like a psychedelic. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a
But it's
trip.
supposedly like can change
Your perspective on life.
Perspective on things.
Is it supposed to be like I've never done acid?
It's like the ayahuasca or that type shit.
You've never done
no hallucinogenics.
No, I'm scared, man. I'll be the one that I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna have a bad trip, and I'm gonna have a horrible trip because I'm scared too.
That's horrible, right?
You're gonna have a bad trip.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, okay, y'all do it, have fun. Like,
He's too old for it now. He won't even. There's no way he'd partake.
That's good too.
Yeah.
I've done acid, but
Love
I was
it.
young.
I've done it tons of times. We just talked about this recently with Blind Fury.
3. Yeah, Blind Fury. The first merch item I bought off him is his tongue's like really long, and he's got a hit of acid on it.
Dope.
Like
Shout out Blind Fury. Yeah, I was so curious what it was like to trip acid and be blind.
He loves the hell out of you, bro. He says nothing but good stuff about you.
Yeah, I like Blind Fury. We hung out down back when he was with Mako. I went down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was doing an album with Bez Believe that never happened. But,
Shout out Bez Believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, I ended up hanging out with Blind Fury for like 2 days because we had drinking in common.
Yeah.
And that's
Shout out Blind Fury, man.
Applebee's and like
Shout out Applebee's.
I don't know if y'all noticed that I'm just a very blunt person. I ask him every question I could think of about being.
I wish I was.
Oh yeah.
I'm not. It took me. I had to get comfortable. Like we did 2 episodes, and it wasn't until halfway through the second one where I finally was like, "All right, fuck it. He ain't tripping."
Not to go too far off the wagon on Blind Fury, but I ask him questions like, when you dream, do you see things?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about on acid.
Yeah.
I was like, because I know what I see when I'm on acid and I close my eyes. I was like, I'm envisioning that's what you see. Like, because to me, it's like, how are you seeing colors if you don't know what colors are like?
He don't.
Right? But he said that it's like a magical experience that he can't explain. So he knows it's what we would feel.
feeling.
Yeah, he knows it's what we feel, and
He told me that in dreams, like you've had that dream where you try to punch somebody and you can't hit them hard enough, and it's not hurting them, or you're.
Golly, I got weird dreams. Bro.
You never tried to punch in your dream and it's just slow or whatever. It doesn't do anything.
It's like slow motion. Yeah.
Yeah. He said he feels that feeling, whatever that feeling is,
Damn.
similar feeling. I was like, that's insane. Dude.
Yeah, that is
That's
insane.
crazy.
The
That's
brain's
deep.
still the same. It just doesn't have the visual.
Yeah.
But then we talked about getting drunk, and he doesn't get the spins.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So I
I didn't think about that.
You drink so much you get dizzy,
Yeah.
you start puking. He
Yeah.
don't get
Well,
that.
he don't have that sense because that's interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about
I
that.
said, so what happens? Like, are you just invincible?
Just keep drinking.
He said he'll just drink, like he can just drink, but he'll still throw up.
Yeah.
You'll get to a point where your body's just like,
I'm done.
Yeah, no more of that.
Yeah.
So there's a limit to it. But I was like, that is interesting, man. Like you can't get dizzy.
Too much poison.
Yeah, now he's gotten to the point where he'll have a beer here and there, but he don't even. He just stays.
Yeah, he's
away
kinda
from
on the
liquor.
wagon.
He stays away from the liquor, and
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm on these days, man. Like
It's that grown shit, man.
man, you get to a certain point where hangovers are not hangovers; they're fucking anxiety attacks.
it's like
Right.
it's like a 3 day. You're just out of commission.
Right.
3 days.
You're like,
'cause
yeah,
you
I
can't-
could. I mean, this could be the day that I die today. That's how it feels sometimes.
Yeah.
when you drink 6 shots of Crown or something.
Yeah,
when
you're like,
usually
I
you can
went
drink a
way
gallon and a
too-
half.
Well, literally, last time you saw me at that show at Cookville, I had 3 or 4 drinks. I was feeling all right. I had a great night. I had fun. And next day I felt like shit.
Yeah.
Didn't
3 or
move
4
all
drinks.
day.
I do.
3 or 4
You
drinks.
don't drink though.
I do not drink, and I drank that
My
night.
thing with drinking is because of all the, I don't know, there's no excuse. I just have indulged so many times. Like,
Right.
my
Same,
psyche
dude.
is-
Same.
My psyche's like, oh, we're drinking tonight. I'm just going to drink and
Yeah.
fucking keep drinking.
Yeah.
And then,
Same.
I definitely will pull back when I'm like, whoa, okay, calm down.
Same.
But there's never like, oh, I'm going to have a beer and stop.
Yeah. But I'll do.
I was going to ask, that's how I never drink beer, but if I drank, it would be I'd have a shot or two.
I'm drinking to
But
get drunk.
I've never been like the point to where I just would black out or nothing. Maybe once or something. But
Yeah.
I always would. I don't know. I guess I
Yeah.
was just scared of.
I used to always drink going
See,
out.
I'm good at it, and that's what sucks. That's what's bad, though. It's a
Yeah.
bad thing. I'm not bragging about it. It's like I can be like drinking, and people don't even realize I'm buzzed. You know, They're
Right.
like, "Oh, you didn't even seem that messed up last night. But I got arrested or something. You know, it's
right.
yeah. So that's
Punch somebody in the mouth at Waffle House at 2:00 in the morning. Just
Yeah.
like
So
that.
the thing is like, yeah, man. I mean, it became such a part of my life. Here recently, I've just decided to do like big breaks.
Yeah.
You know?
Ain't nothing wrong with
Like
it.
I'll drink to get drunk, but
Sure.
then I'll go, okay, now I'm gonna like not touch it for 2 weeks.
Right.
You know, April, my goal is not gonna touch any alcohol for the whole month of April, just to do it, just to know that I'm doing it. You know?
Yeah.
What's your with alcohol? What was like your biggest vice? With like, was it a certain kind?
There's been different levels of it. So there's times like it's like I think Jelly's talked about this before, where like how you are or how you feel as a person when you're drinking, it gets amplified. So if you're like in a happy state of mind, the drinking's for fun and it's fun and you're fun.
Yeah.
Like when you're in a bad state of mind and you're
Yeah.
negative and shit's wrong with your life,
Sure.
you're using it as like a crutch. bad shit comes out of you.
I love that thought though.
Yeah, so I've had both of those experiences. As of late, the past couple of years, it's just been all positive stuff. It's just out of fun, right?
Yeah.
But after doing that tour with overtime and being in a bar 4 or 5 times a week, and just that starts to it catches up with
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, bro, because you're in good shape, man. But like,
Yeah.
doing that many shows, and I was following y'all's like where y'all were going just on y'all's posts and stuff, and I was like, man, just doing it without drinking anything, like just no alcohol for that long. But I know it's going to be hard to not want to drink at those bars.
It's the environment, man.
Yeah,
and then like when you're at a show and you're vibing with these people and they bring you a shot.
I was gonna say fans, man. Fans want to get you lit. They're like, hey man, let me buy you a drink. I mean, I see it firsthand.
I want to be that guy for them.
Yeah, right. I'll drink with you, sure, buddy. Yeah, you support me. Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah. But I think I'm to a point now in my life where they would understand that. I've already been that guy. So like now, like I definitely want to, I got a new goal. Like another goal of mine is when I'm going to go back out on tour in June. I can say this because this episode will come out before we roll out, or after we roll out the tour. But
dope.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, we're rolling out, I think, April 2nd. So
who's we?
Me and Overtime and Chris Calico.
Shout out Chris Calico.
Fire, dude.
Yeah, that's super fire.
Hell yeah, man.
And
legend right
newer
there.
artist named Brandon Jordan.
Jordan.
He's newer, but I mean, he's got a little bit of a following. But his lead guitarist and the guy that's kind of helping manage him and like orchestrate everything for him is Scott Bartlett, and he was founding member, lead guitarist of Saving Abel.
Okay,
you know them, right?
Yeah.
So I hung out with him in Arizona when I was shooting that video with Overtime, and
so he'll be the opener for the show, or one of
I think there's one other artist. Honestly, I was supposed to be on a Zoom meeting today that I missed because I was in the studio with Kingery and Tom March.
Shout out Kingery, Tom March. Tom March will be here soon.
That's cool though. Another tour, man. So is
that is cool.
Is it going to be a certain amount of dates? That
so we're doing it different this time. So last year it was 6 months, right? 3 months in the spring, 3 months in the fall, 70 shows. I was on every one of them.
Yeah.
This time I'm just doing a month. Right, I'm just doing 30 days. I'm doing the West Coast run.
Okay, cool.
So I'm
doing
like California, Oregon, Arizona.
Stuff you wouldn't normally get.
The markets that I haven't hit a lot.
Yeah.
Because I like I was telling you, regionally,
the Midwest stuff you can get on your own.
People know me, right? But I've only been out there twice with Overtime, so I'm gonna do it a third time. And I think maybe from that point we're gonna start trying to get me.
Yeah. You'll be able, it'll be interesting to test the market for yourself after this run. You know what I mean? I get it, man. That's dope. Yeah. Well, that's great. That's a good opportunity. Shout out Chris Calico and the other artists you mentioned, but also shout out Overtime for the
He's always plugging me in.
Yeah, dude, that's super dope.
That's one guy that I haven't got to meet yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about him. Yeah,
I wish we could get him out here. I really do.
Yeah, but we'll cross paths at some time. But I salute the heck out of him as an artist and just his grind. Anybody that's able to put together,
I've seen it for years.
That tour alone, but he's been doing music for years.
Yeah, I've seen it for so long.
That tour stuff though is different.
Yeah,
like his system is a very
was it pretty smooth?
Well-oiled machine. No, it's never smooth. It's there's so much calamity and option for calamity to happen, bro. Like it's
right.
When you have all the moving parts, but on his end, yes. But you always run into things at the venues.
Just the universe working is going to do.
Yeah, I mean,
life be life, and
sometimes there's some errors here and there, but I mean, it is what it is. It's a blessing regardless. I've seen so much of America now, met so many people. One thing you learn is like there might be different accents, but the people are the same, man.
Yeah,
like the heart of America, the blue collar people, they're the same. You know what I mean?
Wherever you go.
No matter where, you think, you California, you don't think there's rednecks. There are, bro. There's it's just a different kind. But they're there. They're, so it's interesting to go out and be able to touch new markets and meet new people and stuff. So it's been a blessing, man.
Speaking on rednecks, let's talk about the brawls.
Yeah, that's been another blessing.
Yeah, how long's that been a thing for you now?
2 years.
Shout out Catfish Cooley.
2 years.
Shout out Catfish Cooley.
Shout out Catfish Cooley.
Shout out Andrew too. I've never got to meet Andrew. I've been watching his videos for years. He's hilarious. Shout out to him.
He does stand up too. Maybe when he comes, we all should go to one of his shows when he comes. I think he's
fire. We're there.
You got to get Catfish on her at some point.
Oh, dude,
I've
talked about it with Catfish. I had the opportunity of meeting him finally recently at Calhoun Studio Session. He was there for that, and I met him then. But that was just seeing you through there and like getting more familiar with his character, and also Chad kind of co-signing Catfish just being fucking hilarious. But I witnessed it firsthand.
He's one of the funniest people.
I witnessed it. I witnessed it for sure. Love to have him here.
I took him to the studio one of the times we went over there, so we had like a 45-minute like drive from the Airbnb to there, and we got to talk, and he got to kind of tell me a little bit about his life and what he's been through, and just how positive that dude is, bro.
Yeah.
And how kind he is, and how he's been over the years. He's had stuff happen to him that wasn't favorable, and he hasn't, you know. But he's just in such good spirits at all times, man.
Yeah,
And it was
seemed like a great guy. And I
infectious for sure.
got to hang out with him for a good chunk of time too, enough to like appreciate him. I really do. But I'm anxious for him to pull up here. But we spoke about it when he was here, or when I met him that time. But
yeah, I know he's taking a little break right now.
Yeah.
He's one of my best friends, man.
yeah, Shot Cooley, man.
He's taking a little break from the entertainment right now, to be honest with you. But I'll drop it in his ear.
Yeah,
like,
but with
sure.
the brawl, how long's the for you? You said 2 years. How long's the brawl been around?
2 years.
Dope. So you've been. That's what I was going to ask. Since
I thought it
from
was
the
a
beginning.
joke. I thought it was a fucking spam.
Yeah.
I did
You
it
get those
first.
Emails, I'm gonna be on Mike Rowe's podcast and talk about hot topics like fashion, and you're like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fashion.
This
I get it.
This is fake, right?
Yeah.
But he hit me up on Facebook, or he might have emailed me. I can't remember. Don't quote me on either. But he was like, "Hey, it's Chris," is his name, and he was like, he had this Redneck Brawl, and he needs some commentators, and he got through to me. I think he had tried reaching Catfish, but you know he's got 4 million followers. I'm easier to see. I see my messages,
Right.
you know.
Right. And were you at Catfish Cool at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Oh,
Keep
we
going.
were already buddies.
Yeah. Keep going.
Had Milf and Cookies already dropped?
Milf and Cookies was
They're
already
out- they
out.
did an album, yeah.
Dope. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'm not plugged into that. My bad.
We got some. You should check the music.
Yeah, there's
videos
some dope
Okay.
songs on
there.
there.
Yeah, there's some good songs on there, and that was random too. But I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, Chris hit me up. He told me his name. I googled him. It's the first thing I did. Turns out he wasn't full of shit. He actually had created Rough and Rowdy.
Okay.
He was the creator of that.
Okay. I
And
remember
he's
hearing
in a
about
lot
that
of
too.
those. You know, you see those the videos that get reposted all the time.
Yeah.
You'll see like Rough and Rowdy 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's sitting ringside doing all the announcing.
Announcing the people.
Yes.
Wow.
So he's the mastermind behind all of that.
That's cool.
And he had
I
told
didn't
me
know
I
that.
created Rough and Rowdy, you know, and blah blah blah. And David Portnoy got involved.
Shout Portnoy.
Yeah, super smart guy, and yeah, he Portnoy ended up buying Rough and Rowdy from him, and then there was like a non-compete, obviously. But then I guess after that was up, he decided to rebuild something else, and he wants to do it a little bit different. He don't want it to follow that model exactly. You'll notice it's kind of different. It's more redneck. We're kind of steered more towards the country folk, the redneck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It works. I see it.
Yeah, it started in West Virginia, and it was just from the first one, man. We started in like it was a field house like deal.
Yeah.
In a valley in
Like a
West
few
Virginia.
hundred people or something?
No, it was about 2,000 people.
So from jump, there was a good...
Think about
Everybody gonna show up for a fight. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And
Especially local folk.
He already had the plug. He's been doing events for years.
Like promotion and shit.
Yeah, he used to do the cage fighting promotions
Yeah.
and shit. So yeah, he was already plugged in. He's already knows the commissions.
He knows
and all
people that like fights.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
The trick was, we're going to new markets now. We're getting in different states,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like been the fight that he does it. I'm not taking credit for this. You have to get the commission to approve not wearing headgear. We don't wear headgear.
Oh, okay.
So some states are like, no, we're not cool with that. 'Cause
Yeah.
technically, the states, they say, unless you're a professional
Yeah.
fighter, you have to wear headgear.
For like CTE and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
help
it's
just have-
protective.
yeah.
It helps you. It helps with cuts. I feel like more than most things. But I mean, yeah. So that's been the hurdle that he's had to. So that's why you see us. At first, we were just West Virginia. Then it was Georgia. Then I think we did Oklahoma City. And like you're starting to see, we're not just doing West Virginia, and we're not just doing Georgia.
Yeah.
We're bouncing around. We started doing Cincinnati, Ohio, and both of those have been the major. Then
Yeah.
we just did Knoxville.
How did the Knoxville one go?
Crazy.
That was the more recent one.
Yeah, it looked like a great turnout.
6,000-7,000 people.
Yeah.
I mean, we started in a field house, which you would look at like a high school gymnasium.
Sure.
Maybe
2,000 people is a great crowd. I don't
Right.
give a fuck where you are.
But the only reason you could fit that is because it was a double decker. It had like a balcony
Gotcha.
bench seat, right? This is an old field house. I mean, it's like red brick, old West Virginia. Probably been there since the 50s or something. So it's cool to see in 2 years, man, we're doing
The growth.
hockey arenas.
Yeah.
Like in Cincinnati, it was the Heritage Bank Arena, and that's where their hockey, the Cyclones or whatever, that's
Yeah.
where they play.
Well, I mean,
That's
from
crazy,
the outside looking in, like from a consumer standpoint and not ever attending one,
Yeah.
it looks like it's working. You know what I'm
Oh, it
saying?
is.
Like from the crowd interaction to the fighters feuding to the commentator to the reels and stuff y'all are posting nowadays now, like from like even the build-ups or the upcoming bouts that are going to happen.
That's the
Those
thing.
type reels, like all that shit works, bro.
One of the things he wants to do is keep it raw.
Yeah, that shit's raw as fuck.
He don't want it to get too like
Scripted or I get it.
Or,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because some people think it's scripted. Some
No,
people think it is.
I don't.
It's not at all.
Yeah.
Like
You can tell the way they throw them, dude. It ain't
it's
scripted.
not, bro. Like they thought for a while we had this dude named Sasquatch for a while, and he was like 6'8", 400-pound dude. He kept winning, and people were like, he shouldn't have won. They thought it was rigged, and I was like, bro, it's not. We don't even have a say. It's the actual boxing commission and real judges that are judges for real boxing. Think about this. These judges come to this thing.
Yeah, they're judging real like skills and
so
shit.
they think it's hilarious too. Like you'll see the refs.
Like,
or
how do we judge this one?
what are they? What is this? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
any professional judge of anything judging something that's not people trying to do stuff that they're not professional at is going to be hilarious for
And
them.
it's 3 1-minute rounds, so it's just fast paced,
Super fast.
It's not a boxing match.
Yeah.
It's a brawl. Like it's like a street fight. When you
Yeah.
get in a street fight, you gotta go. You
Yeah.
don't have time to sit around. I mean, unless you're skilled. But you
Yeah.
know, when you see street fights pop off, it's wild swinging arms.
Yeah.
everywhere.
Just get it
It's basically a regulated street fight that you can't kick and shit. Like you can't do. It's basically, you know what I mean? They got gloves on and all that. I see it. They're just swinging like
There-
crazy.
one dude
They'll be
got-
gassed in 1 minute.
Oh yeah. So that's the thing. The earlier ones too, there was a lot more gassing
Yeah,
because we had less of a roster.
yeah,
Right, so you had like less. Now that we've built it, we got there are actually some pretty good fights that happen.
yeah. I'm sure it'll get better and better too as
y'all
far as
get
skill level goes. I'm sure, like as it progresses,
you know,
they'll
Second Chance, right?
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Second Chance, he's a country rapper.
Okay, yeah, I know
country
Second
music
Chance. Yeah,
artist,
Chance. I know
down from
Chance.
Florida.
Yeah.
He does Muay Thai.
Okay.
He fought in the brawl, the one in Cincinnati.
God, I haven't seen him forever. Shout out
He
Chance.
can actually fight. And,
Yeah, okay.
and fuck you up. You know what I'm saying?
He used to live here.
No, you're thinking of a different chance.
Am I?
Second chance. is
Second
different.
Chance.
Yeah,
Second
Second Chance
Chance.
is from like Florida down.
No, I'm talking about
He
Chance
does like
that lives here.
R&B, country,
does a
rap.
lot.
Like he does, but I've always seen his Instagram like where it's like Muay Thai stuff.
Chopper
yeah.
raps. Like he raps like Twista.
Yeah, he can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's very talented, but he also the Muay Thai. But he stepped over and you know I wish a lot of some of these other country rappers would do.
Bro,
is
I
step in
swear,
the ring.
that's one thing
like
that
it'll solve a lot.
I
of their
think that
issues.
it would solve so many issues. It really would. At least it would shut up at least half of them. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
Yeah, we're not going to go on that.
we
but
don't.
still,
Nah, we can't. But at the same, we can. We'll save it. But the fact that I think that's one thing that would be so much. I think what Redneck Brawl's doing is building a platform that if it ever was a thing, like I just saw you post recently where you were like, you know, I see all this bullshit, but if y'all really got something to say to each other, you know, we got this platform over here. It's perfect to display it and just put it all out there.
And you can make money doing it.
That's a different or donate it to charity, whatever the
Whatever
fuck.
you wanna
If it's
do.
not about the bag.
Yeah.
But I think like that one, if y'all could get at least like some kind of creditable feud to pop off on that shit,
Yeah.
it would open up so many more.
It'll happen at some
That's-
point.
It should though. It really fucking should at this point.
I'm going to fight in it.
You should.
That's what
I feel sorry for that person.
But
though.
I don't have beef with anyone. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's not, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's my question. I wanted to ask you about that. How does like the commentary been like for you? Do you obviously you enjoy doing that? Like, was that
dude,
pretty naturally able to just get it? Because you're really good at like
I don't know
quick
how to shut
humor
up.
and
Yeah.
like being able to like talk and
And you're sitting next to Catfish Cooley and
Andrew. So
and
like,
Andrew.
yeah.
So
And
How's
Catfish
that?
is- you
How's
don't
that
know,
go?
It's fun and the camaraderie's there.
Yeah.
We were already friends,
sure.
Yeah.
so it's not weird.
It's not forced.
you
yeah.
know. And then we can say pretty much whatever we want. Now,
Course, yeah.
you know, when something big's happening, we try to not be like fuck. You know what
Right.
I mean? Because like that's gonna be hard to clip and put on Facebook and not get flagged.
I
But,
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're allowed to say anything. You know, it was definitely I'd never commentated before.
Yeah. I was gonna say like from when you guys started it, like I probably wasn't as tuned in. Not that I'm like really tuned in and tap in all the time, but I see it more now.
Yeah.
But if I was to see an older clip, you can. It's like the progression of the platform itself. Like you guys,
quality of
you
it
got
went
yeah,
up.
but you guys have sat there long enough now, or for enough of these things to where it's like us doing 300 fucking episodes of this podcast. You know, as
you'll
we
get
approach
better.
300, we kind of got the hang of this shit
I
now.
know what I'm doing.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's I think that's.
It
I think
does.
that's what displays the most, and it's, you probably won't even recognize it from
No, I do. I hate watching myself.
good.
Straight up.
That's
Is that how
dope that you
feel?
recognize.
Do y'all feel that way when you watch your podcasts and stuff?
I don't. Yeah, I'll go back and watch some of them if I'm clipping them, but a lot of
Yeah.
times if I'm on them, I don't watch those near as much as I watch stuff that
I watched the premiere just because of our interaction with the people that like watch premieres and shit. But after the premiere, I don't see it no more unless we clip. Unless we're clipping shit.
I watch the brawls after. I'll always
the fights themselves.
Yeah, well, yeah, the pay per view.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know,
yeah,
I'll go and buy
the
it
event
the day after.
Yeah,
and watch it just to make sure like what quality is it? Is it good?
Yeah,
like,
and see it from the viewer side too.
But also see the progression that we keep talking about because obviously you want to see it from the consumer's standpoint.
Oh yeah.
After the fact, you're a main attraction to it. What the fuck?
I'm one of the faces, but I care about it as well. As much as it's not my company, but I'm a part of it. I want it to be the best thing it can be.
When you could see something in those when you watch it back, you could see something y'all could improve on, or something y'all may need to add or take out for the next one, and just kind of like watching game tapes, more or less. You can look at it like that too.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
If there's anything in there that was like, maybe next time if we try doing this,
100%. I tell you what. The first one we did, I wore a dress-up shirt, right? I thought I'm a commentator. I wore a button-up black shirt that had
like more nice type shit.
Dress pants. I had the dress shoes that have the spikes on them coming off. You know what I'm talking about. I dressed like that. You
dressed like Cousin Eddie, basically. From like National Lampoons,
real nice.
But I was just like, what? When I stepped in there, I was like, this ain't what I should have wore. I realized that I just need to wear just what I would wear.
Yeah,
because all these people are just regular redneck.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
No.
So Cooley even wore a vest or something.
Yeah.
And then we figured out he wore pants. He never wears pants. He's like, pants. And he's unbuttoning them and shit because he's a bigger dude at the time.
Yeah.
And it was just funny. So that too. I mean, I'm sure y'all have experienced it with the podcast, talking over each other.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you learn to let
dead air, all kinds of silly shit. Right?
You learn to let it breathe a little bit.
All
that's
that.
something we had to work through because I'm talking, you're talking, the announcer's talking. No one at home, they're not going to be able to understand what's happening.
And then there's like a train wreck in the ring that y'all are having to try to navigate around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's being cautious of the conversation that's happening around you, but also observing and relaying in real time.
Yeah.
Accurately.
You're going to be part of calling potential viral moments and shit like that.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot to it. Yeah.
Well, it grew a tremendous amount in a year alone. I mean, it went from having, a couple thousand followers to, I don't even know what it has now. I want to say it's got close to an M or something.
Dope.
It's grown a lot.
So when
way more than my Big Murph page.
Right.
But the fact that when did you start training again?
Well, I did. That's the ironic thing when he hit me up about it, right? I'd already been training boxing, and I was like, this is a spam thing because, my phone knows I box or something.
Yeah.
Right. But it was real, and I was like, this is so random.
Yeah.
This dude wants me to commentate. I do know a little bit about boxing now because I started training, but I literally, what we were talking about earlier when I had a major life change and I had to, nut up or shut up and make some changes as me as a man. That's where it started.
I know this personally, just because we've spoken in the past, but I also have seen your physical change because when we first, you rewind to episode 60, dude, that ain't the same fucking Murph physically.
You've lost weight since then, bro.
Murph's fucking bulked up, bro. He's done got big as fuck compared to the old Murph.
I was always big, but it was just a different kind of big.
Different,
I had a fatter face.
Yeah, just be more chiseled out now type shit. But you can tell that you're just active in the gym again. You know what I'm saying? And just taking something serious as far as physical attributes.
The boxing was the first thing. It was really for it helped my mind. Anybody out there? I mean, working out helps your mind, but boxing pushes you to limits you don't realize you can go to.
Yeah.
Because when you're fighting and you're fighting someone that's higher skill than you and you know it, and they get you to a point where you can't do anything, you don't know what to do, and you're so exhausted, you have to find something in your mind. You have to push.
Yeah.
And no other sport I've ever played does that.
Yeah. I love combat sports. I've never had the balls or the grill to step in there.
They think it's just violence.
No, it's discipline and it's strategic warfare.
It translated into my career.
I get it.
Having the discipline to, I don't want to get in the ring and spar, but I'm going to because this is what I signed up for.
Yeah.
And I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I got to go in there, and the only way to get better is to fight through it and get better.
Yeah.
The only way to be a better fighter is to fight people that are better than you.
Yeah.
You don't get better fighting people that aren't as good as you are.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly having to up that.
I get it.
I probably have a red mark on my nose right now. I mean, I just sparred. I spar tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got to wake up at 8:30 in the morning. I go and I spar. Yeah. First thing in the morning, dog. But it changed my life. It changed my career. I got down to 240 pounds.
From what?
305 pounds.
Dope, man. Good for you, dude.
And then I started focusing more. When I got on tour, I couldn't box. I was like, I'm going to transition to doing weights and lifting weights. And that's when I started putting weight on, but it's muscle instead of just fat.
Yeah, more mass than anything.
I weigh like 275 now.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a different look of 275.
Solid as an ox.
Yeah.
Like a Titans offensive lineman, dude.
Facts.
That's what you are, dude.
What you look like?
That's-
Look like you
Actually, we
came
probably could use you.
That was my first,
probably could.
that was the first dream. You know? I played football in high school.
So when are we going to see Murph and Redneck Brawl?
I don't know yet.
What does that timeline
when
look like?
it comes to Nashville?
When is that?
We haven't locked it in yet, but it's happening.
Can
Do
we
y'all
come?
have a date for the
You
next
are
one?
coming, yes, 100%.
The next one that y'all have scheduled, is that?
It's supposed to be in May, but I don't have the exact
Okay,
date.
so-
and if it don't
but-
happen in May, it'll for sure happen in August. But all I can say is there's a contract that needs to be signed for. He didn't tell me who. He said he couldn't. The owner.
Oh, so you're just waiting on-
waiting on a contract. So this contract gets signed. It'll literally, you'll see me probably within the next few days start promoting it.
Wow, okay.
But if not, if it doesn't get signed, it'll be pushed off
More
to
like August. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But we're trying. Nashville's a hard market to get into. Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
Bridgestone, almost impossible to get any.
No,
kind
municipal is where y'all need to be.
We tried municipal, but that's the longest list you've ever seen in your life. So you just got to slap some money on the table to go up the list. But Nashville's a hot spot, man. Redneck Brawls. It would be competing with, you got your major comedians, you got your your musicians. I mean, there's so many things that Nashville brings.
Nashville is a hot spot for comedy right now, for sure.
So it's like, it's not just that. A lot of the markets we've been to, there's not a whole lot of other other than sports. There's not a whole lot of other stuff you're worried. Nashville's a hard market.
Yeah, there's just so much going on.
I even suggested Clarksville because they have that new F&M Bank Center out
Big
there.
facts.
But he still just wants Nashville, and I get it because it'll pop so big. Knoxville popped, and that's college town, But
I think it's still super interesting though that the demographic is there. Like you guys are exploring the markets and seeing that this product's working. Like no matter where you take it, it's going to work. Yeah. But I think the more build up, it'll happen.
And
Nashville's
I have
going to happen.
people hit me up all the time. Get me on the Redneck Brawl, And if you're listening and you want to be on it, make your call out video and your video grab attention.
Yeah, that's really. I can see why that would be like your audition. Like basically submit. Anybody could submit for that at any time. You could literally just tag Redneck Brawl, tag Murph or Catfish Cooley or somebody, and just be like, bro, and whoever you're wanting, like you could do that any time.
Yeah, and then redneckbrawl.com, you just go there.
Yeah,
redneckbrawl.com, you sign up, but if you do your call out video, and that's the thing. We'll have people that hit me up and be like, man, I got 8 fights, I'm undefeated, I'm still amateur, I'm a beast, I'll do work, but it's like, are you entertaining? Because it's not just fighting, it's entertainment. It's like WWE and bum fights had a baby.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
That's what I think it is.
No,
it's just like
that.
it's raw and it's real, but it's boxing.
Bum fights. Remember that?
But it's dude, I used to.
It's
I had the
WWE
DVD.
from the sense, not that it's scripted, but the fact that you have to have some character
Entertainment.
to
You got to have a character.
Yeah.
Who are the people? Can you name any that you can think of off the top of your head? Like any of the Redneck Brawl fighters?
Not me. No.
No.
The one I'll say, I don't know his name, but he kept saying Dead Gum. What was that guy? Dead Gum. He was in his bedroom and he was a big old corn fed dude.
I've seen a bunch
had
of
his shirt
clips.
off, and
Right.
he was just, I don't know his name, but he was hilarious.
So that's the thing is like they have personality to them, or they have like a certain thing that attracts you to them, and it's usually not looks. It's usually something
he's
crazy.
Some crazy tattoo on
promo
the
they
fucking
cut.
chest or
Like
some shit.
Country Boot Gang is one of them, right? And he's like 6'7",
Yeah.
weighs 160 pounds.
Okay.
Whereas he's a black guy,
Yeah.
right? Whereas Rebel Flag shorts, Rebel Flag cowboy hat, and his phrase is without white girls, what is life? And his whole character is like he's
6'7".
He's taking pictures in a store with all Confederate flags. Black guy.
Yeah.
He only dates white girls, and he goes to the strip club, takes pictures
All right.
with white girls.
That's
Like
what we're doing.
he's a
What's his
character.
name?
Country Boot Gang.
Country Boot Gang. Okay.
And bro,
CBG, dude.
when he knocks down, he's undefeated, and when he knocks down a fighter, he dances on them.
Hold on. Like he
That's
like
pretty
teabags them and shit.
He does this dance like this over.
I think I may have seen this guy.
That's a cool dance.
He's
Murph
got
just did.
millions of views.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Shout out Country Boot Gang, dude.
Yeah, he didn't
Country
fight
Boot
in the
Gang.
last
Could
one.
knock
but he's
you
gonna
out,
be on-
Chad.
he's-
Dance over the top of
He
you.
would, dude.
He-
I don't want no smoke with Country Boot Gang, dude. I'm just here to watch it.
And he humped the the ring for 45 seconds. I'm not even kidding.
Okay, so he committed to the demo. Yeah.
Do you think
he won and went to the corner of the ring, jumped on the ropes, and humped the buck turnbuckle for 45 seconds straight?
Just made
No,
the folks
not just a few
watch.
seconds. Yes, make them watch.
victory lap? What that was?
Ashley Schaefer, that motherfucker, boy.
Hey, I swear.
Damn, that's wild. Shout out to the Redneck Brawl.
watch.
We're gonna go though, man. We're gonna catch one soon. Hopefully, we don't have to wait till the Nashville one, but
Yeah,
We're gonna catch one.
I mean, I can get you on to the next one, man. Especially guys like you that can, we're talking about it right now, but can do, get it out there. That's all he wants in return. I can
No,
get
it's
you
easy.
VIP. You can
Yeah.
get ringside VIP tickets, all that.
fire.
Yeah.
You don't get anything else, but
Yeah.
that's
Enough, dude.
But I've seen so many affiliates, to say the least. That Dusty Lee, I saw him.
Dusty Lee came, FJ Outlaw,
FJ, I've seen FJ at
and
one.
Shout Dusty, yeah.
Doobie and Highlight came.
Shout out Doobie and Highlight. I saw that one too,
Yeah.
dude.
Red was with him.
Shout out Red, man.
He's such a quiet individual.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him smile one time.
I
think maybe
smile.
once.
Maybe I don't know if I've seen him smile.
Smirk, maybe.
Yeah.
It was like
Shout
a
out Red though, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we had what is that politician that's Marjorie Taylor Greene?
I don't know nothing
Hell
about
yeah.
politics. You know who that is?
No.
I don't
She's
either.
like she's known for like being super Trump supportive.
She's probably watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Not
possible.
that
We talk a lot of that.
Lot of politics.
She was at the Georgia one, so
A lot of politics over
she
here.
is a like I don't know much.
Very
about
conservative. She's Trump supporter. I'm saying.
Yeah, she's on that side, and she's been known like she's went viral for being like in court and
barking.
yeah, or like being in a panel of I don't know what you call it. That's how out of politics I am.
I know less, but yeah. I know.
Did you see the JFK shit?
Yes, I have.
You heard anything about those files being released?
No, but I heard that soundbite about the guy admitting to all that stuff.
There's a lot of that's an interesting rabbit hole. Really is.
I feel like there's many rabbit holes that could be interesting.
Yeah, that one particularly though to me is
That's
very
a very
interesting.
pivotal moment in history.
Very pivotal moment. A lot of things happened because of
Think
that.
about all this.
That
Think
happening.
about all the stuff that happened in history that we learn about that got wrote down and didn't have cameras and video and.
Bruh.
Think about all that's been manipulated.
Dude, I just
Crazy.
found out what Upper Peninsula was.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? And that's been around for how many years? I don't know.
I don't know. I just
Enough, but it's
you know
right
that's
now.
what, when I was on
Hundreds,
tour.
at least hundreds of years.
Do y'all ever just Google stuff for no reason?
Sometimes
yeah.
if I know how to spell it.
Yeah.
You could just talk. You could just talk it. It'll know.
Yeah.
Good call, bruh.
I forgot.
Dude, I use Google Image so often now. Go. What were you gonna
I do
say,
that sometimes.
bruh? Just download the Google app and hit the camera. What were you gonna
I
say?
sounded 1,100 years old just now.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say about Google something?
Well, when I'm on tour, you get bored, man. You're driving a lot, so
No,
you start thinking about stuff. And
Yeah.
I found out, like when I was in Nevada, that there's wild horses, and they have the biggest population of wild horses in all of America.
So what'd you do? Just type in Nevada fun facts and just ran with it?
100% is
All right,
exactly
well,
what
let me
I
hit the
fucking did, dude.
We can't say that and not hit the button.
I swear, it's exactly what I typed in.
I'm with
And
it.
that was one of the first ones. And then it was like the government owns 75% of the land in Nevada, but in America, the government only owns like 15 or 18% of
Yeah.
the land.
Yeah.
But they own 75% in Nevada.
Yeah.
So
Where all the oil's at.
Crazy.
I think there's other stuff that we don't know about.
Aliens and shit,
that's
like
where that shit's
Area
at.
51 and
Because if you
shit.
ever go to Nevada and you got to stop for gas, like when you see a gas station.
Yeah, because they're so spread out and shit,
finna
right?
drive.
So-
I've never been that far west. I have. That's fucking way inaccurate. I've been to California a few times, but I've
Did
never
you drive there or fly there?
fly.
That's the
Exactly. You know what I'm
difference.
saying? I just missed all
That's
of
the
it.
thing about touring. I'm driving. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm driving 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Like it's me and my DJ Masterpiece.
Shout out Masterpiece.
Went to high school with him.
Okay.
And yeah, he'll drive every now and then. Usually after a show when I've had a little too much booze or
Sure.
something.
Yeah.
Which is clutch. Shout out to D. you know?
Oh, shout out to
Yeah, but next morning I get it. Like you're,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
I totally
known,
understand.
I'm known as one of those guys that when I get up and go. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit around. And so
Yeah.
there's been many days he's like, "Why are you up driving right now?" I just get up and get in there and drive.
Yeah.
a seat.
We got to get there. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Might as well
I'm
move.
working. You know, that's
I get it.
But yeah, that's it made me do that. Like just Google a bunch of stuff, like driving around the country. You start just Googling stuff like that, like the horse thing, and yeah.
Are you excited to hit the road again?
Yes.
Are you?
I'm glad it's not 6 months though.
I bet. What? So you're just taking it easy until June?
I got that Taylorville, Illinois.
Okay.
I think y'all have done that one, huh?
We have, yeah.
done it
Well, Chatty
before.
has. I
Yeah,
just
we
lucky
did
enough
like-
to be with him.
We had the podcast there the last.
Yeah, the pod's been there the past 2
3
years. Yeah,
And then I performed there last year.
facts.
So I'm doing
Shook
the
it.
Memorial Day one.
Okay.
Oh, dope. Yeah,
Dope.
we went to the one in Taylorville in August. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big. I think that's the bigger,
The bigger
event,
one,
the biggest
yeah.
event of the year.
Yeah.
Which maybe next time they'll get me on that one. But hey,
Yeah.
I'm thankful to be on either. You know what I mean?
Right.
No,
So
for sure.
they hit me up and booked me on that one.
Is that the one you're doing with Broadnecks?
Yeah, it's me, Broadneck.
Shout out John Broadneck.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Broadnecks.
Charlie Farley and
Shout out Charlie Farley. I've only met him once, but
met him at
he's a beast.
First time I ever met him.
he can rap too.
He can rap, dude.
his ass off,
Yeah.
bro. Now I've heard a few songs from him
Yeah.
over the years, and then I've heard of him. I think I found out about him through D-Ray back in the day. Maybe
Yeah.
David Ray.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that,
He's been around, I think, that long.
he's a beast. Son. Maybe it was Smo. It could have been Smo too.
Shout out Smo.
Yeah,
But
he's
Charlie's
done a
beast.
lot. He's done the rapping, but I think more of his stuff now because he does a lot of gigs. This is just me looking from the outside in too.
Yeah.
He does a lot of gigs, like acoustic stuff too. He don't just do like the shows that have the big speakers and all that.
Yeah.
Which is something I've thought about doing too.
Yeah, I get it.
Just locally around here because of what I was talking about the Nashville stuff. Like when I'm not as busy or something, like hey, just go do a dive bar or something. You know,
Right.
play a little acoustic, sing some covers, sing some originals.
Yeah.
Just to,
could,
why
bro.
not? Just
Definitely
do it, you
could,
know?
especially with the shit you're doing now. Like
that could take off.
Like some of the records that Murph shared with me and Chad before we started tonight, bro. If it, like some of his more recent releases, like the one with Overtime that I mentioned earlier that they shot out in the desert, etc., right after tour. His more recent releases are like his covers with the old 60 record,
Yep.
and then there's another cover too, wasn't there?
I've done a couple covers.
Maybe you just let
I
me.
love that.
I think
There's
you
a
just
cover
let
you
me
did
hear it.
There's a cover you did a few years ago, and y'all shot
Someone
it at
You
Dub's
Loved.
house. That one's fire, dude.
Yeah, that's not had the long hair. That's
Yeah.
that was back when 1080p videos were. A thing.
Yeah,
Shout out to
y'all shot
1080p.
that at Dubs, or Dubs
yeah,
shot that.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. You
Yeah.
showed me that.
Shout
one
Dub.
time. Yeah.
But
shit's fire, bro.
that old 60 shit and the shit he just sent us for me and Chad to check out, like upcoming stuff, is proof and testament that you could walk into anywhere and say, I can sing it, or I can do it, or what the fuck ever, bro. You're a rock star. Me and Chad said it literally before we started the pod. But it's based off like you were a rock star before. Like when I first met Murph and he was the different type Murph doing different shit. A whole different fucking guy, bro. But it's been great to watch you develop into like I don't want to say mature, but just kind of like awakened. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just more aware of what's happening and just more focused on you and your family and just making music. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
I had to get out of my own way.
Yeah,
And
I get it.
don't know if that makes sense, but it's
Sure,
like,
makes sense to me. Trust me.
you're in your head a lot. I'm in my head a lot.
Yeah.
And I had to learn how to shut things off because there's a book I read. Not only boxing helped, but I read this book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And I highly suggest you guys
I was
read
going
it.
to say, if you can send me a link for it, I'll
on
more than happy
Amazon.
to check it out.
When we get done
Yeah, I
with
can't
this.
read, so hopefully I can find something read, like
I
a
can't
self-read
read.
audio book.
It has it. I have it on.
That's what I
Amazon
need.
Audio.
Yeah.
What is it? What's it
Audible.
called? Audible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the first book I bought on there.
Love
too,
it.
Even though I've already read it.
If it's Audible, I'm there.
But it teaches you how to break the cycle. You know how when something bad happens, you think about it, then you think about the consequence of this bad thing, and then what's going to happen, and then it goes back to because of this bad thing.
Yeah,
It's like
shoulda,
a
coulda,
circle.
wouldas. Yeah,
Circle,
yeah.
circle, circle. It teaches you like how to break that cycle, and
Dope.
I just learned like discipline and control, and like you have to learn to control your emotions when you box. I
Yeah.
hate to keep going back and be like boxing saved my life, but it kind of did, man.
Yeah.
It taught me to control. You can't be. You could see red all you want, but when you got somebody that's been training boxing for 10, 15 years, it doesn't matter how mad you're getting beat up.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you have to learn to check yourself, and you really learn a lot about yourself doing
Yeah,
that, man.
and I don't think when you say it, or like even just now, like we were kind of cautious of like reverting towards the boxing conversation so much. Fuck that. Like, there's so many like creditable like Hall of Famers that have talked and said those same type discussions about how boxing changed their life. It takes them to a place like it took them from a boy to a man. It does, those same type guidelines have always been a thing in that sport. So just because you're Murph the rapper or creator of all this music and all this big career doing all these different things, just because you're saying that don't mean it's not true.
Yeah.
Like I totally understand, man. And like I said, to watch the development from the sidelines, and occasionally I get to run into you often. It seems like enough to just get like a fucking
Recently, for
update.
sure,
At the Cookville show we talked about on the Ego show recently. Aries season available now. We spoke about how we ran into Murph that night.
That's when you asked me to come do the podcast.
Facts again, but
that was Saturday.
But Sola,
Today
the
was Wednesday.
South show last year,
Yep.
ran into you there. Got to come do the podcast. Remember at the where were we, Chad?
Yeah,
Silverados.
Silverados.
Yeah.
Shout out to them too, man.
I hope they save it. I really do.
I know.
I heard his no go, right? That's a no go.
The
No, the event's a
can't-
no-go, but I
yeah.
think they're trying to put something together, and I told them that if they do, that I would do it pro bono. I hope other artists would do it too, because it's such they.
Yeah, it should be an event. It's a
not-
Save Silverados campaign. That's honest. I don't even know much about.
It's not just because of the venue's dope. The people that run that venue, when that hurricane hit out there,
Fucked
they
them up.
were a mecca for like people
Haven for
for
gotcha.
people helping people.
Gotcha.
So it's just sad to see
for sure.
Yeah,
such a successful venue at that.
Yeah. Shout out to Corey.
Such a staple.
a
in their
successful
community,
and supportive venue, like you said, from the community aspect, but also for the genre, or not just country rap. I'm sure they did shit for other genres as well.
Yeah, they did regular,
oh, they
kinds
had
of stuff.
what's that guy that Anthony, the dude that went.
I know who you're talking about. The song,
redheaded dude?
the guy that sang in the forest with the
He's
fucking
done a
guitar.
show there.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oliver Anthony.
Oliver Anthony. Good job, Chad.
I mean, Yellow Wolf's done there.
Shout out
been
Wolf.
There. That's the first time I seen it. Was because I follow Yellow Wolf.
I'm pretty sure 3-6 did something. Paul and
You ain't never met Wolf?
Never met.
He sat right in that chair.
Yeah, I never met him.
He was here recently, maybe like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah,
that was
that's
like,
one of the guys I haven't met.
shout out Wolf. But
I
that
know
was,
he doesn't associate like himself with country rap, but
Right.
nah.
in the realm, I've met Struggle, Jelly, all them guys
Yeah.
several times. So yeah, that's one I haven't. Lil White.
That's the best part
those are,
about
like, the
this
OGs
pod,
too.
though, because we don't like, even though we're affiliated with so many country rappers and we're at a luxury to where we can communicate and have sit downs with so many people from that genre, this is not a country rap podcast. We just luckily get to house a lot of dope country rap artists that
It's
come
the
through here.
region you're in,
And
too.
Leroy's such a strong part of this show. Like that's a
I
thing.
just talked to Leroy the other day.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I never know if what he's saying is really going on or if he's just making shit up.
Shout out to the kid. He's
I love it. I love it.
I want to see y'all do some songs, man. I know
That's
y'all
what we talked
about.
about. Yeah.
I think the collaborative effort from Murph with anybody I know, it would be
Oh,
dope
for
as
sure.
fuck.
But
Like, there's-
I've been wanting to see me
We're
and him
supposed
for
to
sure.
be doing some stuff too.
We definitely will be. But I'd love to see. I want to obviously do something with Murph, but I'd love to see him and Jambo do something, and him and Leroy do something for sure.
Which
Yeah.
me and Jam Wayne we were Coco. Shout out to Coco.
Yeah.
Shout out Coco.
He was trying to link us up. He was like, I got this beat. Like you do a hook, and then we were trying to do something. But then what I ended up creating. Great song, but it just didn't really fit. I feel like what Jam Wayne wanted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Shout out Jambo though,
But
man.
hey, Dusty Lee got on it. So.
Okay,
Shout out Dusty, man. Shout
Yeah.
out to Dusty. And when's this dropping? The 25th.
28th. That's it. 25th. What did we say?
25th.
I think he
It's
said
Friday.
25th,
We did the-
April 25th.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, me and Jamwayne's album's available now.
Ooh, potluck.
Yeah,
Go
potluck.
tap the
Potluck.
fuck
Okay,
in.
that's
God, I haven't got to say that on a microphone yet.
I just forgot about that.
Was it Potluck?
Potluck.
Potluck,
Yeah.
I like that. I like
I love Jambo so much, bro. We was sitting there on the phone. I was like, bro, what we gonna call our album?
When does it drop?
April 25th today.
Okay, cool.
When this comes out.
Potluck available now. Fuck, hell
So
yeah.
when we were reading, he said, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Send me the titles of the songs, and I sent them to him, right? And then he's just reading.
Oh
them.
yeah, I've heard this.
He said such, and he reads from 1 to 18, and
Yeah.
then he goes backwards, and then he does it again. He said, and then we hung up, and he texted me. He said, potluck, and I said, fuck yeah, let's go with potluck. He
Yeah.
said, because it's a blend of all different. I said, hell yeah, Jambo.
Says a
He
lot
was
of-
just reading the songs, bro.
Right.
I'm surprised his Cajun ass didn't say jumbo or gumbo.
Shout
Well,
out Jambo.
he said stir in the pot, and then he was like, no, potluck. I said, no, potluck's perfect.
Gumbo.
No, there's been so many on the fucking Ego episode I just recorded a couple nights ago. I almost slipped and said it, and I didn't because I knew it was dropping on the 4th, and I didn't, it was dropping the 28th of March, and I didn't know when y'all were going to announce that. It was like the day you posted, "Are y'all ready for the next month's?" Yeah, but shout out Potluck, shout out Jambo, the new one, collaborative effort from Chad Arms and Jam Wayne,
So shout. But yeah, I'd love to see
Murph with Jambo.
for sure Murph and
I
Jambo.
think it's gonna
Murph and-
happen,
Murph
man.
and
It will.
Leroy for sure.
I think it's gonna happen. We just got to have the right. Nothing. I don't like forcing anything.
No,
anyway,
fact.
so-
Same
Right.
with us, man. It's the same way with us.
But
But
I'll-
had a couple of beats we've sent back and forth.
And when I said like Murph collaborative with anybody type shit, I don't mean that like anybody just brought. I meant like everybody that I consider myself affiliated with
Yeah,
as far
for
as Show and Prove goes, and then like people like we're mentioning, even like a Joe Tyler record with you and Joe Tyler would be
talked about
fire.
We went to his show. You said the King Ego show, but
Yeah.
Joe Tyler, East
Yeah.
Rich, every one of them guys.
Yeah,
Grizz,
Murph
all
and
of
Rich would be
Jordan.
insane.
Oh, bro.
I swear
they're
it would.
similar
bro.
artists, bro. Y'all are similar.
Y'all are
artists.
so similar,
As
and I
far
think
as versatility.
yeah, and I think Rich would feed off Murph, and Murph off. I think Murph would catch a wave with Rich. He don't catch often just
Right.
because of Murph's or because of Rich's personality and his
Yeah.
character.
He's like you said, he's on 10, and
For sure.
But from
I love that.
but from the creative aspect that you carry, or your skill level rather, I think it would put something on Rich's radar that he's not used to either. You know what I mean? Like from a songwriting capability, et
That
cetera.
would be amazing.
Because yeah, dude,
Vice versa, you know, he may have something that brings something to the table that.
Oh, he's rich.
I mean, even today when we were doing the record with Kingery and Ty March, I mean, there were some things that, you know, I have certain ways I do things, but because we were at Ty's studio, I kind of let him, you know, coach it a little bit.
Yeah.
Which was cool with me. I'm like, we're at your studio. Let's do it how you would do it. You know what I mean?
I've heard nothing but great things about Ty as an engineer.
Yeah, he actually, you know, I'm used to recording in Pro Tools and stuff.
Sure.
He uses Ableton Live. So that was different. It looked different to me, and I was like, okay, as much as I don't know about it. But he pretty quickly, after we had, you know, we started from scratch. He came up with the guitar strum, the 4-chord pattern, classic 4-chord, you know, progression.
Yeah, Chad can play.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, with his eyes closed and everything. And then I took that pattern and made a picking pattern out of it, and then we just built this song, and I ended up playing all the guitar on it, a guitar solo.
Major flex. He's flexing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's an aspect that we haven't even mentioned on this, however long we've been sitting here. But you know, being one of those artists, the type artist that you are, and then being able to say that you contribute to records with real instruments in your hand is an amazing feat from our perspective. But it's also one that we should definitely mention verbally, just for the ones that don't think it's a thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Jesus Christ.
Some days that record, some days that I have where it's just piano and me singing. I'm kind of in like a church thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I played all the piano on that genre record.
Love it.
I played all the guitar on the genre album that I had.
Oh yeah, where it's like all different styles.
Dancing with, I mean, if you go and look at like Dancing with the Devil, I have guitar solos. I actually play that in the video. Good Vibes is probably one of my favorite records from that album. That's the one. I don't know if y'all have seen it pop up recently, but I'm in like pajamas.
Which one was when you're like outside in the yard?
That's the one. That's Good Vibes.
Yeah.
It sounds like some punk rock music we would
it's
hear,
like some
skateboarding rock music or something, you know. From
so versatile, like Chad said. You never know what you're going to get from a Murph release. You really don't.
I don't know sometimes what's going to happen when I go to the studio.
That's the best way to be, bro. It really is. Not being categorized or even thinking about it. Like, don't even think about what genre. You're just making music. Just release some music. Yeah, I mean, love that approach.
But it also comes with, like, you know, like you were talking about with podcasting. Y'all have done so many episodes.
Like, just comfortability.
I got like 160 songs. Don't
Flex.
quote me on that. Somewhere around 140, 160. So I think doing that over
repetition
and over
type
and over,
shit.
You just start. You kind of figure out what you do like, what you don't, what will work, what won't. But then you get to a level where it's just like I'm singing a lot more now. And it's just like you asked me earlier, do you enjoy that more? And I do. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or if because like I'm just to a level now where I feel comfortable being that type of artist. Because when I first started, I was like the hype, high energy, crazy hair.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I mean? Party.
Yeah.
Now it's like I'm older. My kids are older.
Yeah.
I'm
just a more mature. I'm telling you, man. It's just a different. I totally get it, dude. We've been talking about the whole episode, but I like that's why the Overtime record, the more recent video with Overtime, that's why that one sticks out to me, because I love the fact that Murph's singing the initial chorus on the song and he goes right into his verse. So you get that, you get both fixes from Murph on that one. You know what I mean? So I like when you go.
I'm gonna take that to heart too.
I really like that
because I've had people say that before too, like you should rap. Or Haystack heard the Someday song and was like, you should add a little, when you first started, you should have rapped a little first, you know, because you're known for rapping. And obviously I didn't take that advice, but I've heard it before, you know, like blend it together. Don't just stick to just rapping or stick to just singing, but like blend it all together in a, you know, in a potluck.
Potluck, dude.
Yeah.
Upper Peninsula, dude. That's what we should call the episode.
Can we call it Upper Peninsula?
Murph,
yeah, we should. Can we call it Upper Peninsula?
You learn something every day, dude.
You really do. I've had the same type conversations though that we just had literally with Kingery.
Really?
Exact same conversations. Because I like
he came out rapping.
Yeah, he was rapping more and then fell into the pocket of singing, and now he's kind of dabbling both ways. But again, you never know what you're going to get from Kingery. Right. He could step out and just rap the whole song, or step out and sing the whole song. You don't know.
Some R&B too, hadn't he?
He has, and it's shout out Kingery. I love Kingery.
That was the first time we've ever sat down and really kicked it.
Right. And I love the fact, though, that this conversation is happening right after a studio session with him, because admittedly, he was here just literally 2 weeks ago. Yeah. But Kingery knows that I rock with him so heavy. But Murph knows that I rock with him super heavy, too, from a creative aspect. These guys are extremely talented. But to be kind of blindsided by the fact that you just left the studio with King Reeves. That's exciting from my perspective, even as a consumer, not just being homies with both of y'all. But that's dope. But when King Reeves pulled up last week, he pulled up with fucking Jerry Robinson. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing together? Like, it was like so strange. But then to hear the record that was made, which I have, fire. Yeah. But it's again, didn't know what I was going to get from either one of them. But it was not what I expected from either one of them. Yeah. And then they collaborated. So it makes me just as much more excited about the conversation we're having now with your collaboration with King Reeves.
Well, the song we're going to have is
and with Ty. Ty's on the record too?
Ty isn't on the record, but he did help with some of the lyrics.
Dope. Okay.
Some of the structuring of it.
Yeah.
He like I said, he came up with the very first strumming pattern for the guitar. I played the guitar, but he came up with that initial, you know what I mean? So he had a lot to do with it. He's the one that did the engineering and stuff too. And it's so fresh. I mean, we're not talking a couple hours ago doing this. So, but the song's called "You're Where I Want to Be."
Okay.
Right? So it's like a summer kind of like country top 40 type deal. Feel good. But it's about a girl, you're where I want to be.
We're gonna
basically
start the clock.
You want to be right beside her.
We'll start the clock now.
Type thing. So it's a cool thing, man.
Let's see how quick I can get this record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
it'll even say rough next to it, and I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out King Reeves. Shout out Ty March too. I need Ty to pull up. I put this out there a couple times, but we've been going back and forth. He'll be here soon.
Hey man, he can't bullshit you for too long because he's not very far away.
He's not. I know he's not. And what's crazy
I just came from there.
And when Kingery and Jerry pulled up, they had just came from there, and he was on. Ty needed to nap. He was finna fall out for a little while. Shout out Ty March.
Yeah, he had one of them anxiety overs.
Yeah, long night. They were in the studio all night. Shout out Big Murph, man.
Shout out to Big Murph, dude. It's been a dope episode, dude.
It has been, bro, but it's been so overdue. But you're such a great dude, bro.
Thanks,
like every time I run into you, man, it's just always great vibes, good energy, man. We always got a lot to talk about and catch up on. And I always after we part ways, I'm anxious to see you again, and this time's no different. And
yeah, man, and we'll make it more frequent.
Please, dude, because when you pull up, we've been laid back, we've been talking about all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? But it's obviously good vibes here when you pull up. So the seat's yours anytime, dude. Please don't fucking take 3 years to come back this time.
I won't, man. Man.
We want to come to. I'm coming to a fucking Redneck Brawl too. I know one wants to go for sure.
Oh yeah.
And Chad will be there if he can for sure. But if it's coming to Nashville, we are there.
It is coming to Nashville. I just can't say when.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's this year. If it's not, I'm hoping it's next. But I know it's on the radar.
When it does, you and Cooley should come here together.
Yeah,
that would be dope as fuck.
That's a good idea.
Shout out Catfish Cooley.
Shout out Catfish Cooley.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Redneck Brawl too, man.
Shout out to the Redneck Brawl for sure.
RedneckBrawl.com. Y'all go get y'all's info on there as far as
submit them submissions. Yeah, that's what I want.
And it's pay-per-view, so you can watch it from home. People do watch parties and all kinds of stuff.
And you can go back and buy the VOD for the other ones. So they still on the website.
VOD.
I think so.
Or whatever they call it.
I think so, man.
Video on demand.
I don't know if he keeps it up permanently. I think you only have a certain amount of time.
Okay, gotcha.
Watch it type thing.
But you can watch highlights on the YouTube.
You can watch highlights all day. Yeah, you can go watch highlights all day. And honestly, it's pretty entertaining, bro. Like it's insane the stuff that happens on these. Like one dude back fist punched out of pure just sheer trying to save his life. I mean, he was turned and back fisted and it hit dude.
I think I saw the clip. They stopped the fight and everything because of this, right?
No, dude ended up losing it back fisted. He ended up.
No, I mean they stopped it when he did that.
Yeah, he got knocked down. Yeah, you got to count them. You know, when you go to the canvas, you got to count. I don't know if
I remember this then.
Yeah,
I could have swore I saw somebody do a back fist though in a boxing match.
You did. It was probably the same, but they stopped it for us. They didn't stop it all the way though, because the dude that got back fisted ended up winning that fight. But yeah, man, y'all can watch it at redneckbrawl.tv when it's time for the pay-per-views. It's $22.99, I think. $23.
Yeah, dude, that's a good watch for $20 fucking bucks.
6
Come on,
hours.
Damn.
And the commentary is just so bizarre. Like we say the craziest shit. And sometimes I feel I'm not going to hold back, but sometimes I feel bad about some of the things I say about the fighters, because we be cracking on the fighters.
Of course.
That's our job.
Some of them are easy targets.
But yes, exactly. And none of them have ever really gotten truly offended. I have to see these people. So
I think they sign up for it too.
Yeah,
it's kind of part of it. Yeah, it really is. I mean,
it comes from a loving place. It's just, It's
all
sometimes
part-
you just
it's all
walk,
part of the event.
sometimes you walk right into a joke, especially when we're staring at you on the screen and you're fighting for your life. You know?
And you're talking about whooping ass, and you weigh $125 soaking wet.
Yeah, and you're wearing fucking blue jeans.
right. Yeah, some of
know,
the shit they wear is
Yeah,
insane.
man. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear when I do this.
I'm trying to figure out who you're gonna fight. That's what I want to
I don't
know.
I want it to probably be somebody from
Right.
my realm.
I can think of one person
say it.
that boxes. That size perspective, I think he got a little height on him, but I know he boxes regularly. Alexander King.
Yeah, I'm a lot bigger than him, but I
Yeah.
know Alex.
Yeah.
We met at a show a couple years ago. It was the first time I met him. Ironically enough, it was a Halloween show, and guess what I was dressed as?
What?
A boxer.
Ah, okay. So
I was just
that was a
wearing-
conversation starter.
Yeah, that's how he kind of. And he was like,
Shout out
man,
Alex.
Yeah, man. He was
I love
cool.
that guy.
He was cool, man.
Known him for years. He will be here
Yeah.
this year.
I
So
know
I've been told.
He took a little hiatus for a little bit. I know he had. I see him in the gym. His jump rope game is crazy.
Insane, ain't it?
I can't do that.
You talk about somebody though you like meet and don't like inquire about it, you'd never know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until you see it or like on his social media or whatever the case may be. Shout out Alexander King.
Yeah, he
But
said he was going to sign up for the brawl. So
really?
yeah, I'm really hoping when we come to Nashville that it is just like branded as this musician.
Nashville thing.
Musician versus musician.
Settle shit.
Yeah, country
God.
rap, whatever you are.
Yeah.
Just like if you're a musician, this is Nashville.
Yeah.
This is, let's do it.
Even man, I love that.
That's what
idea.
I'm hoping happens.
Right.
And that's what I'm hoping, I think it's going to be funny the first time as an artist from around here that I get to do the municipal is not as a singer or a rapper.
Right.
It's me boxing.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to wear just boxing in my underwear. I think.
Fuck it, bro.
They're like a for real WWE dude.
Yeah, I really think. Yeah, I might even wear some knee braces.
Yeah, some Stone Cold.
The Stone
We're
Cold
gonna
knee
be there.
braces.
We're there, dude, regardless. Not to see you in that
okay.
way, but
Yeah.
we're there to
I'll be.
support.
The
it'll be
timing
a-
of that was a little weird.
Yeah, a little weird.
I'll be. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that got me there.
I'm gonna go in my underwear.
That's sold.
We will
Sold.
be there.
Shout out Big Murph, man.
Oh,
Shout out the Upper Peninsula, everybody that's holding it down.
Yeah.
We appreciate all
Shout
your
out to
hard
Upper
work.
Peninsula. We'll make sure that all your contact shit's listed below, bro.
Yeah, I
Especially like your
appreciate it.
YouTube and shit.
And I know we talked about this before, and not to shit on Potluck, but
Bro, you ain't shitting on them. I'm dropping every
dropping,
month.
I'm dropping the same day. It's not an album.
Oh yeah.
But it's a song called "Pray for Me." It's a very meaningful song to me. I wrote it from true pain, and I've struggled with alcoholism.
Okay, yes, sir.
stuff, so, like,
And we
I've
spoke
got-
about this a little bit
Yeah.
right before we started the pod. Right after the pod,
Yeah, the
noon today. Link below.
Yeah.
Tap the fuck in. Go over to Big Murph's page for the premiere right after this.
Yeah, man. It tells the video. The song tells a story. The video tells the story that really brings it home. And I shot that out in the desert. I won't tell you what happens in the video, but it means a lot to me. I hope you guys go check it out. But yeah, it's going to be a big record, I think, for me, and it's a new. It's going to be that first one that's kind of stepping into that new style of music that I'm doing, like you were talking about.
That rock star
It's
shit,
going to be
dude.
that first one that really. I was kind of showing them like with the cover, the smoking a light,
The capabilities.
exactly.
Yep.
So now I'm going to start showing, unveiling the singing and this stuff that's just coming from the heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The stuff that you were probably put here to do, bro.
Man,
You know
when
what
I was
mean?
on tour and I rapped, I always start my set with rap and I get hype and I get them into it and then I break it down, I sing to them. And when you're on tour, and I don't know if there's something wrong with me, but when you're on tour and you sing and you see a grown man with a beard that looks rough and he just starts crying, it means more to you than when you're up there just rapping. Like like you said, if you could sing like that, you would just do that. You know?
Right. Yeah.
That was the moment I decided. Like I was like, man, this matters to people.
Yeah, you like giving them that feeling opposed to.
Because music's done that for me.
Yeah,
I'm
trust
sure it's
me,
done
bro.
for everyone.
Yeah,
So
trust
it's
me.
like
Been there.
that's when I had a moment of like, I need to do this. I need to have a message, not just try to make a good song, but have a song that matters.
Yeah, I think that's super dope that you mentioned that though before we got off here because it's it's not only because we've talked about like the development of Murph and like what's brought you to this like artistry that you portray right now.
Yeah.
You're the maturity, etc. That's kind of like what we've been commenting on. But for you to like recognize that part of it and just know the emotional attachment that's involved when you're like start talking that real shit and it affect people and you see it in real time, that's a different harness of energy. You know what I mean?
Over years and just see the
Right.
changes and stuff, and it's it's weird to me to look back at pictures of myself and stuff and know where I was mentally at that time,
Yeah.
and physically at that time.
Try to convince yourself that's the same guy.
Yeah, it's weird to me,
Right.
and I am the guy, you know. But it's like I'm still me. There's still, you know, it's not like I'm just like a clone or something. Like,
Right.
We haven't got that famous yet.
Right. Well, we're proud of the Murph you used to be and the one you are today, my
Thank
friend.
you, and thank you for being proud of both. I appreciate it.
But
Man.
just we told you, bro. That seat's yours anytime, Murph. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon.
Pray for me, available now. Go check it out, man.
Appreciate
right after
it.
this.
Yeah, pray for
Potluck.
me.
Potluck, go get it.
Yeah,
Potluck,
but noon
pray for
today.
me. Hell yeah.
Link below. Big Murph. Check him out. Sub to him on YouTube. Y'all know where to find the music, man. Other than that, come back and see us soon, man.
Yeah, I will, man. Appreciate
Redneck Brawl, all that. Chad Arms in the building. ChadArmsTV.com. I got some shit to say.com. Chatty, let's get the fuck out of here.
Bitch, we got views.